You're watching The Advocate on Plus TV Africa. Follow is often not the best policy. No party or event in Nigeria is complete without the wearing of uniform fabrics, more commonly known as Aso Ebi. Though Aso Ebi originated from the Yorubas, it has been adopted by other tribes and is now firmly entrenched in Nigerian society culture. Aso Ebi is now regularly worn at all manner of events and functions. A certain southeastern governor and his cohorts are well known for wearing Aso Ebi with his image on official assignment. The custom is this: a celebrant combs the market for a cheap but deceptively expensive looking fabric, sells to friends and well-wishers with, say, 50% inflation in the name of wanting to share gifts of appreciation to those who share in the purchase of the fabric, only to distribute cheap matchboxes with matches inside, of course, plastic hand fans, toilet soaps, noodles, packs, and others of such articles, the cost of which is in no way close to the profits made from the sale of the cloths. I have never been a fan of this practice. I don't like being required to wear any sort of uniform. I rarely attend costume or themed parties, and if I do, I wear what I please. So it was a rude shock to my system on returning to Nigeria to discover that every invitation came with its very own Aso Ebi, which you were expected to purchase. Now, depending on the class of celebrant, the cost of Aso Ebi can range from 2,500 naira to 55,000 naira, or even more in some cases. Many reasons have been put forward as the rationale behind this practice. To some, the purchase of a selected Aso Ebi fabric is a way for an individual to assure the celebrant of their unflinching support. The support becomes more demonstrated when such an individual attends the party or occasion proudly in the Aso Ebi. By inflating the cost of the fabric, the celebrants are expected to recoup most of their costs, especially in the provision of food and drinks. Aso Ebi appeals very much to the average Nigerian because it satisfies our innate desire to display class and affluence at every given opportunity, and of course, our need to belong. It is a way of separating the boys from the men and also helps to add color and pageantry to occasions. While I'm not condemning the practice, there is need to apply some sanity to it. The premium importance of Aso Ebi should be downplayed more than it presently is in our society. An outfit that is often worn just once and loses its value almost immediately shouldn't be afforded such importance. This way, the craziness that usually comes with it, and oh yes, there is craziness, should be lessened. One of such craziness is the aspersions which people readily pass on individuals who refuse to partake in the purchase and wearing of Aso Ebi. Under no sane condition should people who do not buy Aso Ebi, maybe due to personal conviction, philosophy, principle, or financial inability, be seen or regarded as antisocial or enemies of progress. These individuals should not be misunderstood as being ones who do not give support or solidarity to the celebrants. Cases abound where people who do not appear in uniform are treated differently by party organizers. They are usually not served the same food as people who bought Aso Ebi, and this fear of such treatment has led many to take loans to ensure they have this Aso Ebi. Now, that can't be right.
Should I get my own outfit or should I let you?
I find the whole thing funny because I didn't know that I'm not into all that whatever. Yeah, so I'm now beginning to see that I might be served lesser food.
Yeah, you didn't even notice.
So maybe I should try now and
buy some
but I don't like all those things. I can't have them in my own situation, and yes, I don't generally join in. I remember when I was still the age where I could be a groomsman, I think. Groomsman? Yeah, that's the word. And they would say, this is the cap where you want to sew your cap. And of course, I would come with my red cap, because, yeah, always. And I made it, and so I trumped up the red cap to mean that, I can't remove this cap. There's just no way. So sorry, guys. Maybe it was a Yoruba event,
my brand.
for instance. It's not a brand. It's almost as if I go anywhere traditional without this cap,
something will happen to you.
me.
Oh dear.
And perhaps even to you, who am your groomsman. So
Yeah,
I have to stick to my tradition. And then, of course, I became the star of the day. So
whereas, I mean, on what you're saying seems to make sense, but you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the time Ireti did this thing about where she was saying, you know, let mothers have their day. And you said, please do your own. Well, for me, it's a non-starter in that same way, because if you have friends who are so superficial that they'll give you less food, then you just, what are you doing with such friends anyway? For me, I don't mind the Aso-Ebi from the angle of it providing, you know, because Chuka's topic will now come and say, we don't promote our own. I like it promoting our own. Yeah, I love my Nigerian Ankara and stuff. And when I thought of it, I thought, okay, there's an event coming up, and it would have given me headache to think of what to wear, but now I have Aso-Ebi. Thank goodness. I don't have to stress myself. I'll just wear my Aso-Ebi, and everybody will be happy, because otherwise the stress of trying to put something together, Aso-Ebi just gives me a cover for that. So I think at the end of the day, it's down to the individual. You need to look at yourself and say, to what extent do I want to buy into this culture or buy out? It's not going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Personally, I don't have any problem with Aso-Ebi, but I don't subscribe to, you know, the exorbitant fees and then the stereotype that comes with, you know, people that, you know, are not interested in buying. You know, you should be, you know, it's no compulsion. If you're not interested, then you should not be discriminated against. You know, but of course, Nigeria, we like to, you know, uniform, and the South is the thing, you know, that togetherness, the extended family culture that we practice here, you know. But, you know, that cost, exorbitant cost, and the class that comes with it. That's the problem I have.
I think that we need to probably just look at the history, the genesis
origins,
of Aso-Ebi. Like Seydou said, it's about being together, being identified. So you look at how it started, different families, especially extended families.
Even friends to an extent.
Yeah, so you look at it in that sense. We as a group, you know, we've come to celebrate with you. So people want to show solidarity, and solidarity in a group sense. This is a good thing. I like the sense of that togetherness that it gives. But, you know, like everyone has said, it's when you turn it into some kind of elitist status symbol, and you're trying to make the other person feel less or inferior. That's where there's a problem. But I also think that it goes down to the individual. If you let yourself be, and I do know we live in the age of Instagram and social, where everybody wants to, you know, wants to be. It's like you're acting. You want to be like you're not. And so a lot of people will go take a loan and do all of those things and then starve later. But clearly, I think that just admonish people, you know, if you're one of them that likes to borrow money and do this thing.
You don't need to borrow.
Don't do it.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, it was a sound of caution, because, you know, I've first of all, I've attended functions where I have not worn Aso-Ebi, and this very treatment that I described in my...
So you got less food?
I went to a wedding. I knew the people that were getting married and everything, but I was just wearing my own cute little outfit. And, you know, I was sitting down, and, you know, the guy I went with stopped a lady and was like, give her. The woman was like, no, I'm not giving her. She's not wearing Aso-Ebi. We don't, you know, and he was arguing with her, and she refused because that was her instruction. You know, even in my village, I went to a festival in my village, and you're supposed to wear a particular outfit. The women are supposed to wear a particular outfit. Of course, I wasn't wearing it, so I didn't get any plastic, I didn't get food, I didn't get anything. I had to, seriously, I had to go and buy my food. So that is the problem. And then when I heard about people actually taking out loans, that's when I was shocked. You know, it's the same mentality of people who take out loans to have a wedding.
Yes, I was going to say it's like that.
Why are you going to do something like that? And you know, you said it should be a non-starter. Yes, it should be, but that's why we say things like cut your coat according to your size. You have to tell people these things. You have to actually let them know that this wearing and buying of Aso-Ebi, it is not by force, but it's actually, I think it's actually by force.
The one I don't like, actually, now you mention it.
Society puts pressure on you.
Yes, I was going to say, the one that I find difficult is, you have already bought the Aso-Ebi and you sent it to me. I really do not like that very much, because not that let me get it right. You give me the Aso-Ebi.
Yes, that's what they often do.
With the invitation.
Yes.
And now I have to give it back, and then you tell me 15,000 one strip of cloth. You know, one Aso-Ebi strip, and I'm like, why are you forcing this thing down my throat?
You see, let me just tell you a small thing before it. So for me, there was a coming of age to do it Aso-Ebi, which shocked me. I had no idea. I thought that Aso Ebi was that the person who was the celebrant actually had this ton of cloth and shared to people he wanted.
It was like free.
And so it was free. And I'm not supposed, and if it was like that, I think it would be a lot better. So somebody sent it years ago. And then I started hearing somebody say, no, I need to pay for the Aso Ebi. And I thought, didn't they give it to you? I said, no, you pay.
You must know a lot of people.
So no, this was years and years ago.
Now it's
like
done
late teenage, you know.
Wow.
You know?
Oh, wow. Okay, well, sometimes it helps to know why we do the things we do. That's all I'm saying. Time to get some insight from you. Ayo Ali says, concerning our discussions on hate speech, how is mocking or ridiculing someone hate speech? It may show ignorance, bias, or even racism, but hate speech? We like to over-dramatize in Niger. Hate speech is calling for violence to a group or dehumanizing a group. We should be careful of becoming too PC about important issues like this. Calling someone Pocahontas is not hate speech. And then there's the discussion on whether it's okay for ladies to propose to men. Prayer Dolly Pera Sinclair, simply says, of course it's okay, whereas Dan Akban Elias says, our African sisters will never agree to this. Well, rude shock to you, mate, they're already doing it, hence the advocacy. On the issue of Ruga and whether there's a Fulanization agenda, David Ajayi says, why was it suspended indeed? Do they expect the Southwest or Eastern governors to accept their evil plans? Truly, there's an agenda. Do keep your comments coming in on our social media platforms on Facebook, Plus TV Africa, #TheAdvocateNG, or on Twitter and Instagram at Plus TV Africa, #TheAdvocateNG. And remember, to catch up with our previous broadcasts, go to plustvafrica.com/theadvocate. After the break, our freshest member, Seidu, is set to give us some words of wisdom on leaving a legacy. We'll be right back.